And that breaking news alert is out of downtown Jacksonville, where right now crews are battling a massive fire at an apartment building that is under construction. This is a live look from the ground where you can see smoke and flames pouring from the roof of the RISE Doro apartments on East Adams Street. Just look at all of that right there. We have another look from our downtown sky camera. Here you can get a better idea of the scope of this fire. The building itself is about a quarter of the size of ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. In fact, the arena is right across the street from this complex. It's also not too far from A. Philip Randolph Street near 121 Financial Ballpark. Now, we have several crews covering this fire. News 4 Jax reporter Brianna Andrews has been monitoring the situation for several hours. Meantime, Vic Michelucci is also out there. And Vic, we've sent you from the desk to the scene to cover this story.
Big story here, very important. I'll tell you, I was driving in this morning, and from JTB and Hodges out on Jacksonville's south side, I could smell that smoke. And then when I was on 95, even just approaching the San Marco area, I could see the smoke and I could see the flames. We're going to give you a live look right now because it is still a very active 3-alarm fire. You are looking about 80 feet up into the sky because this is a 7-story building, and then you've got a rooftop up there, and that's where we're seeing the flames and most of the effort right now. You have 7 fire trucks with ladders pumping water right now onto it. So we're talking about 3,000 to 5,000 gallons of water each minute going into this, and they've been doing it since about 9 o'clock last night. So that just shows you how massive a fire this is and what an urgent situation we have. Now, here's the good news, and I do want to point this out. This building right here is still under construction, so certainly we are thankful to report that as far as we know, nobody was inside at the time of the fire, nobody was hurt, and nobody's going to lose their home. The bad news is we are looking at severe structural damage here. We're going to walk with photojournalist Hunter Vaughn, show you a little bit more. You can see a lot of Jacksonville firefighters, and let me tell you, these crews have been here throughout the night. These are the crews that responded around 9:30 last night. They thought they had it under control around 11 o'clock, and then it flared up again. So the men and women with JFRD, dozens of them have been working throughout the night, and a captain with the department tells me that more firefighters are coming to relieve these firefighters that have been working for hours. Right there, that's the state fire marshal. So he's investigating, he's documenting it. And then I just want to walk you over here, and Brianna Andrews is going to tell us a little bit more about it. But we're going to walk here. Watch your step right there, Hunter, and show you this side of the building as we walk toward Bay Street. You will see that part of it blew out. It's a little dark, but we're going to try to get you in. This is one of the lower floors that blew out, and I was talking to Captain Eric Proswimmer with JFRD about what exactly happened, why that happened. There's a number of reasons. There's a lot of water coming in here, and you also have the concerns about structural damage. So we're going to talk with the captain live in the show a little bit later, but for now, very active scene, 3-alarm fire, dozens of firefighters still putting thousands of gallons per minute on this large building, which is still under construction. We're live at the Stadium Complex. I'm Vic Michelucci, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, Vic, thanks so much for showing us those details. And now we want to check in with Brianna. And Brianna, we have seen the fire move and change in intensity throughout the morning.
Amanda, we've been here since 1 this morning. When we first arrived here, this area was covered in thick smoke. I want to actually show you some video of what it looked like when we first got here. It was very concerning and alarming. So naturally, the first thing we asked JFRD, if there is any threat or concern to the public, they say at this time they are not issuing any evacuation orders. They're also not concerned about air quality. Now, of course, the good news is that no one was injured. No one lives inside this building. But I do want to note that within the last 30 minutes, we saw part of the wall from this apartment complex fall down to the ground as crews worked to get this fire out. It looks like the water pressure caused that wall to actually fall. Now, this is a 3-alarm fire. There are about 70 to 80 firefighters out here, all from JFRD, working to take this fire out. At this point, the fire is not under control, even though it looks a lot better now than what it did a few hours ago. The cause of the fire is unknown. Now, we will continue to bring you updates and monitor this fire as we learn more information. But for now, I'm reporting live. Brianna Andrews, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, Brianna, thank you. And as you saw, that rooftop, there was a rooftop pool that had just been completed, and that's where you see those flames there. Now, we do want to get a check of the forecast with meteorologist Mark Collins. And Mark, I know that you've been following the weather, but you were able to see some plumes of smoke from some vantage points.
Yeah, from the weather stem cameras, I thought what was on the radar was the smoke. It was not. It was actually returns reflecting off of the high rises, since those signatures were not at the fire site. But here you can see the smoke on the weather stem camera. And for your perspective, this is looking west. And with northwest winds, you can see the plume is blowing back towards Empire Point, the South Bank, Bishop Kenny. Areas around St. Nicholas will be smelling smoke, and once the fire is extinguished, the smoke will sit around all evening long. Tonight, as the winds drop off, we'll have an inversion. It will trap the smoke. So although some may say the air quality is going to be fine, you will still smell smoke. That doesn't mean that you're not going to smell the smoke. But the threats for hazards are highest right near close to the system. But since those winds are fanning, that's actually providing some dispersion. So that's probably why the air quality won't be particularly threatening. Here you can see wind speeds that are just sustained at 9 to 13. That's high. That's not even accounting those gusts. Gusts have been even higher, 24 to near 30-mile-per-hour winds out of the northwest. And that is the mechanism that likely made this fire get out of control. High gusty winds are a firefighter's worst threat, because it can make those fires get very squirrely, and those winds are still gusty here in the middle of the night. They're going to stay elevated through the day, so it's going to be difficult. And as we head through the afternoon, humidity always drops. It's just a typical scenario. During the night, humidity increases. During the afternoon, it drops. Dropping humidity can make fires spread. But like I said, they probably going to be working on that here, and there's certainly no rain to help them out. It is going to be a dry week.